Is it wishful thinking to imagine that Australians may slowly wake up? Renewable energy is not cheaper than coal, gas or nuclear. I'll say that over and over again. Not cheaper. Whatever the media, academics, bureaucrats, political elites and so-called climate scientists say, renewable energy is not cheaper than coal, gas or nuclear. In fact, renewables are much more expensive and Australia simply cannot afford them. According to the Grattan Institute's Going for Net Zero report, and they're a lefty outfit, and I quote them, renewables-based systems are not substantially cheaper than the coal-based system, unquote. The Grattan Institute say they're not cheaper for two reasons. First, there's the cost of extra transmission lines required to link up far-flung wind and solar farms to the electricity grid. Second, there's the cost of supporting wind and solar with backup power, such as batteries, pumped hydro and, yes, coal. And the numbers prove the point. Albanese's Climate Change Minister Chris Bowen, the bloke who blamed Victoria's floods on climate change last week, has a, quote, renewable energy transition plan that will require 10,000 kilometres of new transmission lines to be built by 2030, and 60 million 500-watt solar panels by 2030. Now, all to achieve what appears to be his life goal of reaching 82% renewables by the end of the decade. Now, mark my words, this will go down as one of the most destructive policies in Australia's history, except that it's unachievable. Now, think about it. 10,000 kilometres of new transmission lines. With a power line that long, you could connect the coal-fired power plants of the Hunter Valley to South Africa's grid on the other side of the Indian Ocean. What are the transmission lines made out of? Well, the towers and poles are made from steel and concrete. Steel's made from iron ore and coking coal. And 7% of the world's steel is made in China blast furnaces that are powered by, yep, you guessed it, more coal. The conductors and wires are made from aluminium, which is overwhelmingly made in China and requires incredible amounts of bauxite and cheap energy. And the only reason we need all these new transmission lines is to connect the heavily subsidised new solar and wind projects that are popping up right across the country. Perhaps this is why the Chinese Communist Party doesn't use wind turbines or solar panels to power their factories, even though 7 of the top 10 wind turbine manufacturers are Chinese companies, and over 90% of Australia's solar panels come from China. Oh, when will we wake up? Peter Dutton, can't you step in and stop this madness and give the Liberals something to vote for? This is a gamble Australia can't afford to take.